Welcome back students to Alchemy online class. In previous class we learned about chemical changes through different activities. A change in which one or more new substances are formed is called a chemical change. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. Chemical changes are very important in our lives. All new substances are formed as a result of chemical changes. Not only the new substances are formed during a chemical change, but sometimes there are many activities are associated with the chemical changes, like at the end of the chemical reaction, heat, light or certain radiations like UV radiations are given off or absorbed during a chemical change. Sound may be produced during a chemical change. Sometimes a typical smell is given off. A new smell is also formed during a chemical change. Sometimes a gas formation is there in certain chemical reactions. Today we are going to discuss some more examples which are showing the chemical changes. In previous class we learned that burning of magnesium ribbon is a chemical change. When magnesium ribbon is burnt, it is giving out white brilliant light and it is accompanied by production of heat. Burning of coal, wood or leaves also a chemical change and it is also accompanied by production of heat. But in fact, burning of any substance is a chemical change and it is always accompanied by production of heat. Explosion of fireworks is another example of a chemical change in which heat, light, sound and unpleasant gases are produced, and these unpleasant gases are polluting the environment, and that's why it is told not to play with the firework. Then another example is spoiled food. When the food gets spoiled, it is giving out a foul smell. Then if a slice of an apple or potato or brinjal is kept for some time, it is developing brownish color on it. So there is a change in the color because new substance is formed. So this way there are many chemical changes in which the heat, light, sound, gases are produced, or sometimes the change in the color is there, or sometimes the change in the smell is there. In chapter number 1, we learnt about the process of photosynthesis, which is a chemical change. In chapter number 2, we learnt about the process of digestion, which is also a chemical change. Then in chapter number 5, we learnt about neutralization, which is also showing a chemical change. You know about the ozone layer of the atmosphere. This ozone layer is the layer which absorbs the radiations which are coming from the sun. These radiations are harmful to us, which are absorbed by the ozone layer, and this ozone layer is breaking down these ultraviolet radiations to oxygen, and this way it is protecting us from the harmful rays of the sun. It is the shield against this radiation. So the breaking down of ozone is also a chemical reaction. So there are many changes occurring around us which are as a result of a chemical change. Now we are going to see the process of rusting of iron in detail. You already learned that if a piece of iron is kept in open for some time, it acquires a brownish film on it which called rust, and this process of developing rust is called rusting of iron. Rust is not iron. Since many articles like bridges, ships, cars and the bodies of trucks and many more are made from iron, the monetary loss due to rusting is huge. We must prevent iron articles from rusting. But before we learn the preventive measures of rusting, we must know what is happening during the process of rusting. Rusting is caused because of two factors. One is air and another is water or water vapor. The rusting can be represented by the equation iron plus oxygen from the atmosphere plus water. It is forming iron oxide, which is rust. So here two factors are causing the rusting, that is oxygen and water, and this rusting process is That's why it is happening in the rainy season. During rainy season, the air is containing more moisture, so the rusting is faster during the rainy season. Even in the coastal areas, the rusting is there because coastal areas, the atmosphere is humid, so air contains more moisture, so the rusting is faster in the coastal areas. Saline water is also increasing the rate of rusting, or the rusting is faster because of the saline water. So the ships which are moving in the sea, the ships also gets rusted because of the salinity of the water. Now we are going to learn how to prevent rusting. The first method is painting. The iron articles are painted with a paint, and because of this paint, the iron articles are not coming in direct contact with water and the air, and because of this, rusting can be prevented. But this painting should be done on the regular basis. The another method is applying oil or grease. Here oil or grease do not mix with water. So when this oil or grease are applied on the iron articles, the water is not reaching to the surface of the iron, and so rusting can be prevented. But here again, application of this oil or grease to be done on regular basis. The third method, in which the deposition of another metal like chromium or zinc is done on the iron to protect it against rusting. Here the process of depositing a layer of zinc is known as galvanization. So this can be done to prevent rusting. The another method is alloying. Alloying is the method in which the iron is mixed with the another metal or non-metal and the alloy is formed. Stainless steel is an alloy of iron. It is made by mixing iron with carbon, which is a non-metal, and the metals like chromium, nickel and manganese. And this stainless steel does not rust. So stainless steel can be used instead of iron so that the rusting can be prevented. So these are the methods of preventing rusting. Now we have seen that the ships are painted for getting the protection against rusting, but ship is continuously moving in the water, so the parts of the ship which are below the water and above the water, they are getting damaged because of the process of rusting. The saline water is making the process of rusting faster, so it is getting more damage when it is moving in the water. So the ship is painted on the regular basis, and the fraction of the ship is replaced every year because it is getting damaged because of this rusting process. This is the end of today's class. In today's class, we have learned about rusting of iron. The factors which are causing rusting of iron are air and water or water vapor, and rusting of iron can be prevented by different methods. We have learned about these methods in detail in today's class. Now it's time for today's homework. Today's homework is write down the ways by which rusting of iron can be prevented. I hope that you will do your homework and you will be ready with your homework in the next class. We will meet once again in the next class. Till then, be safe, be at home and keep learning.